Well folks, hello again and welcome back to another wild camping adventure. I'll tell you what, before I go any further, I'm starting to notice that the Munros are getting harder and harder to do now as we get further and further into this journey. It's getting to the point where I don't even know if I'm going to bag all 282 Munros at this point. I don't know, I mean, one day I think I can do it, and then the next day I just think I can't even do one more Munro. Anyway, I have cycled in. I'm doing the Glen Strathara Munros. This is the route where there is a gate blocking the access to cars at certain times of the day. And I'm going to be camping overnight low down by the river. Plenty of water down here for collecting. And then tomorrow I'm going to be attempting the 4 Munros. So I'm not going to say anything else now. I'm going to go and find somewhere to pitch the tent and I'll bring you back when I get there. Looking forward to tomorrow's Munros though, not the cycle back though. Alright folks, so I found my second camp spot for tonight. The first camp spot I picked because it was hidden from the road a little bit and I just thought that would be better. But unfortunately I got the tent pitched up, I got the backpack and that emptied. I basically got most of my stuff out of it. And I had tick after tick after tick after tick after tick, and I mean it was just horrible, and I've never had that in the 5 years I've camped, just the amount of ticks I got, and it really put me off like camping at that spot obviously. So yeah, I've kind of just crossed the road. I'm at this bigger river here, and the reason why I've picked here now is the grass is a lot shorter and it's a lot more open. I just think I'm less likely to have ticks here because of that. Where I was behind like a big hill and it was really long grass and I was right next to the river, and yeah, I didn't really enjoy it. I've never ever had that many ticks and spiders and just things crawling around, and they were all in my hands, and yeah, I never really liked it. I'm really far away from home. I'm quite far away from the car. I'm 8 mile cycle to get here. I've obviously got that coming back. I don't want to be in a position where I'm bailing out because of that. But this will be the last attempt at camping here. I've got plenty of daylight. I've got about 5 hours of daylight. If in the next hour I get the tent up and I'm not happy with it, I'm just going to bail. I'm not going to lie to you guys, and I'll just need to car camp tonight. I don't want to miss out on these Munros because, like I said, it's a 4 hour drive to get here. I'm not on my local hills, so I'm not on the Munros closest to my house. I'm very committed to here now. I want to get these 4 Munros done. It's put me off doing the other trips I've had planned with the bike this week. So yeah, I'm just going to have another go at putting this tent up, and hopefully I won't have any issues there. Alright folks, so that's me set up at camp spot number 2. So the disadvantage of this spot is I'm very visible from the road, which I don't like. It's quite funny that, because when I first got into camping, I don't know if some of my older videos are there, but like, for example, like I camped at South Queensferry, like underneath the bridge, the Queensferry crossing, pretty much like right under it. I wasn't far away from it anyway, right next to like this car park. Never really bothered about like getting seen, like it never really bothered me at all. But I think I'm just that used to camping like on the summits now and like in really like remote places away from the roads. Like I'm just so used to like not being seen. So, and I'm not happy that I'm visible from the road, as I said, but yeah, we'll just need to do for tonight and tomorrow, and I'll just need to hope no one touches my tent when I'm out hiking tomorrow. So I don't really know what to film tonight. I've got a wayfaring meal, so I'll maybe film a bit of that. It's a nice area. I'll maybe go for a wander and show you the area. I'll certainly talk about the Munros I'm doing in more detail. I've already said I'm at Glenstraffara. Anyone who's quite familiar with the Munros will know exactly what I'm about to do, especially if you've already done it. It's quite a remote place. It's, like I said, accessible by car. You've got the gate stopping you getting in. It's quite limited. I think it's 20 cars is like the maximum amount that can get in. However, like walkers and cyclists are welcome. I'm not really seeing anything about camping here, so we'll just need to see how it goes, eh? But I will be filming the hike tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get a decent day for it. Very good visibility and cloud cover. So hopefully it stays like that. It will be perfect if it stays like that. I always like a cloudy day on the hills, as long as it's like above the summits, you know, it keeps you a wee bit cooler in the summer. Like it's coming to like the middle of May at the time of filming this now, so yeah, we're definitely getting the midges and that. I felt a few midges too, so yeah, summer's definitely back. Need to get used to it again, for the next few months. Alright, so did say I would show you the area, so that's what I'm going to do. So quickly show you my camp spot. So tent's there, you can see the mountain bike just behind on that tree. Trekking poles, I always kind of cross them over, try and make a wee Scotland flag next to my camp spot. Started doing that about a year ago. But yeah, I'll come away from here now, just show you the very wide river. Quite glad I don't need to cross that. That's quite nice. I'll be collecting my water from there for the next 24 hours. The Munros, I'll turn you around. The Munros are in that direction over there. So basically behind this hill in front. The road is like over there as well. So yeah, it's a nice open area like. So this is kind of like a similar position that I was in when I done the Gilded Lodge trip with the mountain bike back in 2022. Don't know if I mentioned that trip. It's the last time I took the mountain bike out. There'll be a link on your screen right now to it. It's a real advantage coming into places like this the night before with camping gear. Even if you're not taking your bike, like just to come in early in the morning, you know, get up these Munros fairly early as well. I don't know if I mentioned there's another camper here now, which has kind of helped me out a wee bit. Quite happy someone else has camped here. I don't know if he's doing the Munros tomorrow, but not many people start as early as me in the summer. I think I'll be probably starting about 5 AM, and that's kind of late for me. I've started walks last year at like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. In fact, there's been times I've came back from Munro routes before people have even started, at like 7 AM, 8 AM, and yeah, it's just the way I am. I like having it as quiet as I possibly can. But yes, this is the spot. This is Glenstraffara, 8 miles from the car at the moment, so definitely think about either coming here at 9 AM for when the gate opens, or just taking the bike like I did. It's a decent enough cycle, quite exposed to any potential headwinds, but hopefully I'll get a tailwind on the way out. It's kind of similar to what I got at Gilded Lodge. It was a headwind on the way in, but tailwind on the way back, and it was fairly effortless coming back actually. So yeah, this is it, Glenstraffara. Nice area, isn't it? Not bad at all. Certainly wouldn't recommend pitching in long grass. I've done it before, but it was not a very fun experience over there. Certainly look for the more open spots here anyway. Wayfarer meal is heating up, we'll say, and I've just been checking the Munros. I'll get my phone out just to keep myself right. There's not much distance between the Munro summits. From where I'm camped right now to the first Munro is 5 kilometres away. From the first Munro to the second Munro it's only 2 kilometres. It separates the summits, that's 7 kilometres in total. Canrangower to the next Munro takes me another 2 kilometres. So it's only 2 kilometres separating the two as well. The third and the fourth Munro is, let's just find out here, about 3 kilometres apart. So there's not much distance between them. It doesn't seem like there's much dropping down between the summits too, so just need to see how I get on with it, eh? I mean, like, as far as research goes with these Munros, I've not done a lot of research on them. Now this was like a last minute decision because the forecast tomorrow on the Munros is to be good. Whereas where I was originally going to go to, which I'll say towards Lagan and Dalwhinnie, that was the area I was looking at hiking at again this week. Yeah, it's looking a wee bit, I wouldn't say rain, but it's very poor visibility with fog, which is also coming up as drizzle as well on the forecast at times too. They keep changing it, eh? So drizzle, in my opinion, is just as bad as rain, like heavy rain anyway. It just goes right through you, doesn't it, that annoying drizzle, especially when you're in it all day. So I wouldn't say I took a gamble because, like, I still need to do these Munros at some point if I'm going to try and bag them all. It's, like I said at the start, one day I feel like I can do it, and then other days I just feel like I can't. But like for example, if I get these Munros done tomorrow and it all goes to plan, like, it will feel like I can do it again, eh? But like after what happened with the ticks and that at the first camp spot, I'm just thinking there's no way I can do this. There's no way. But thankfully I've managed to sort myself out and get a pitch at the other side, and so far so good. Hopefully it stays like that. Alright folks, so that's me basically finished packing for tomorrow's hike. I've obviously had my Wayfarer meal. I think the last time you seen me I was making that. What was it, chilli and rice I had? Not had that meal from Wayfarer for well over a year I think. And I really enjoyed it. So the time is, it's still quite early, 20 to 8. I don't think I'm going to film much more tonight, if anything. There's obviously going to be a lot of filming to be done on the Munros tomorrow. It will all be handheld filming, I think, with the occasional tripod shot and piece to camera. But like I said, it'll be mostly handheld filming I think I'll do tomorrow. The last time I checked the forecast, I think I said it's to be okay. The clouds have really dropped down in the last hour on the summits. So anyway folks, I hope you've enjoyed the camp. I hope you like the area I'm in. I certainly am enjoying it now. Yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be a good hike as well. Should hopefully be nice, eh? I'm going to enjoy the rest of the evening now, get things charged up, and like I said, I'll see you tomorrow. Well, good morning everyone, and as I promised, it is 5 AM for starting. I've been up since 4, the alarm actually got me up, so if it wasn't for the alarm I'd probably still be in the tent. Must have got about 6 hours sleep in the end. So the Munros are behind the hills here. We're 125 metres at the moment. The first Munro is 993 and the second is 992. The other two are over 1,000 metres at the end. So yeah, I mean, kind of gradually gaining height. I think the final Munro's the 1048, and I think the middle one's the highest at about 1080 metres. So yeah, we'll just need to get up there now. It's a bit of low cloud, fog, you know. I don't expect any visibility up here at all today. The wind did pick up last night, which was a bit of a concern, but it has died down this morning, so hopefully it'll be okay up there. So I'll catch you further along when I start gaining a bit of height. There's a nice wee bridge that. Looks like it's recently been done up. The wood's quite, you know, fresh looking. Some of these bridges you come to are pretty rotten, you know. But obviously that one's just recently been done. Yeah, I'm starting to gain a wee bit of height already. I did check the route. I think I did mention it's quite short distances between the Munro summits. The furthest one's 3 kilometres, I think, or even just slightly over that between the final two Munros. Oh, my head's itchy. Just under 5 kilometres to the first Munro from where the road is. So I've walked that distance with camping gear on in 2 hours before, but I'm quite tired this morning, so that's my excuse. Yeah, probably a couple of hours anyway, should get me up here, maybe just over that. Well, the route is up ahead, and an excellent path has now turned into quite a boggy path. It is dry in places though, but at least I've got something to follow. The first Munro is in sight now. Behind this big lump of a hill here is the Munro. It's still in the cloud. The cloud is kind of lifting off some of the areas now, so fingers crossed. I don't think I'm going to get any views on the first two at least, but I think I've already said it is meant to be a decent day. It's like an improving forecast. However, I've not had a phone signal to check now for about 16 or 17 hours, so no doubt when I get the first sort of sign of a phone signal and a check, it'll be very poor visibility and fog all day. It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. As long as it's not too windy and it's there's no drizzly rain up there, I'll be probably alright with that. I must say that it's might sound a bit daft, but it's a bit more grassy than I thought it would be. A lot of the Munros I've done north of Inverness are all quite rocky, but this one's kind of reminding me of Glen Shea a wee bit. Quite grassy. Even like the colours of the Munros, you know, it's just like Glen Shea. It just reminds me of it, eh? Kind of feels like I'm on the, I think it's the A93. That road is up to Braemar. Reminds me of that a wee bit, eh? Which I'm kind of surprised about. Certainly good walking. It's very remote up here, obviously. I'm like probably approaching 10 miles from the car now. But I'll turn you around. It's boggy in places, and then obviously once I get by this bit it's dry again. So yeah, I'm going to push on now. But I thought I would just give you my thoughts on what I think of the area. It does remind me, like I said, of like Glen Shea, Monaleas maybe as well. So hopefully it'll be more interesting when I get up there. Still a decent path going up this first Munro. As I've said already, boggy in places, but it's certainly drying out a wee bit now. Hopefully Won't be regret saying that actually. It could always go back to being boggy again and wet very quickly when you're walking up a Munro like this. So I'm about 400 metres, so there's going to be a lot of height to be gained over the next couple of kilometres now. So what I'll probably do, it's going to get tough for me anyway, because like I said, height gain quickly means steep and relentless. So I mean, I'll probably just catch you at the summit now, eh? Don't expect any views up there. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, like I said, you can actually see I'm starting to climb now. First one was actually up there, and the second one was over there. I actually thought the second one was the first one. Sometimes that can happen, and when you actually get closer to the Munros, you actually start realising, wait now, the first Munro's actually not where I think it is. That happened when I was doing Ben Clacker in Creek Peachtree up at Lagan a couple of weeks back. Same thing happened, eh? Anyway, I'll catch you when I'm in the clouds. I'm going to get up this first Munro now. Oh no man, the visibility is absolutely horrible. And it's not just when you start gaining height you notice it. The visibility starts to go obviously when you're obviously higher up. But as you'll see now, I'm wrapped up. It's not that windy, but there is like just a light wind, and the wind chill off it, especially on my hands, was absolutely freezing. So I've decided just to wrap up. I'm only about 50 metres from the summit. I'll probably be up there in less than 5 minutes. I've been on the go a couple of hours, however my All Trails app is starting to crash now, so I don't actually have an accurate time or distance walk now, which is kind of annoying, but what can I do? I'll get you at the summit. Nothing I can do about that. Well, here we are folks, the first Munro of today done. Kind of, still need to touch it. I'll get there. It's done now. I've touched the cairn and it's took me absolutely ages, it feels like, but I think I've been on the go for a couple of hours just to get up to this point. I have actually found a tick on my hand whilst setting up the camera, so I'm going to take that off with the tick remover, and I now need to change the battery on my camera. These things I wish I just noticed when I stopped to put the clothes on 5 minutes ago, eh? Especially when I put the gloves on, how did I miss it? Anyway, I'll catch you once I figure out where I'm going. I mean, yeah, once I figure out where I'm going. But I need to stop and deal with the tick. Well, current scenes as the summits are starting to kind of, well, I was going to say the summits are starting to clear, but certainly like the higher parts are starting to clear. The summits aren't quite clearing yet, I suppose, but I'm 860 metres and I'm out the cloud now. If I was here an hour ago, I would still be in the clouds, so it's certainly lifting the clouds as forecasted. I can't remember if I mentioned the forecast on the way up, but it is meant to clear. Like, as the day goes on, the clouds are not meant to go away, but they're meant to lift off the Munro summits at least, which will leave very good visibility later on. So hopefully that happens. I expect to be in the cloud on this next Munro, which is actually kind of clearing over that side there behind the poles. So fingers crossed that we start to get summit views on the second half of the walk, you know, the final 2 Munros. As I said, I think I'll be in the cloud on this one. And then maybe it'll start lifting, but I mean, I think this week's weather is quite hard to predict. It's very changeable weather, mixed weather, you know, kind of showers, thunderstorms actually a couple of days ago, which cancelled the trip up Skirgowie, which is a moon on the Cairngorm, so I'll need to plan that one again. But yeah, when you're doing these bigger routes, I think it definitely makes a difference when you start to get, you know, some views and that. So I'm enjoying the view over here too. Alright, so that's me back in the cloud again. As you'll see, it goes from kind of grass and a decent path to, let me turn around, a boulder field. So care will be required, although the boulders aren't slippy. So that's that will help a wee bit. But I'm only about maybe 40 metres from the summit, 50 metres maybe. I was going to say 40 minutes. Hopefully that won't be the case. Well, here we are, folks, the summit. I'm just taking my glove off, so please excuse the shaking. Always touch it with the hand. This is the summit of Carnungowa at 992 metres, obviously in Munro. Can't see anything up here. Clouds are still hanging on the summit, so I'm just hoping the other side of this route, which will be over there, is just the summits as well. I don't want to see any low clouds on the lower slopes at the other side. That's the first Munro's over there, but obviously you can't see it. So the next Munro I will be doing is 1083 metres, I think, the same height as Highlands. I think it's 1083 metres, and this Munro is trying to be Highlands. Look at all the boulders. What I will say is, it does seem like I'm actually lower than up there, so this might not be the summit. So I'll maybe check at the other side of this Munro. You've got to walk over there anyway. I think there is another cairn on this, so I came over here anyway. I seen the cairn and thought that I'll just bag this one here as well, just to be sure. When you're coming to places like this, you've got to make sure you go to the correct summit. So anyway, I will see you when I get out of the cloud. There's nothing to see up here, unfortunately. I would say so far this route offers really good walking. There has been, for most of it, a reasonable path, and that includes lower down, where it did get boggy in places, but like I said, I mean, still had a reasonable path lower down. Certainly at the start it's excellent, you know, but obviously the path starts to fade away in places. Higher up, as you can see behind me, decent enough path. You would have actually just seen it before I started vlogging here. And yeah, I mean, it's helping, I guess, with the navigation, just kind of keeping me on track, en route. So yeah, I'm enjoying the route so far. The views are not really blowing me away as much as I thought they would. As I said, it's a bit like Glen Shee, and Glen Shee offers some, in my opinion, some of the best walking in Scotland. You know, I think it's really good walking, simple walking. You can make it as hard or as easy as you want, and this is kind of the same. I mean, you can still wait until the gate opens at 9 o'clock in the morning. I think it shuts at 7, so you've got 10 hours to get around the route, but you've just got to get around the Munros and do that 6 kilometre walk back along the track, or the private road, back to the car, and then obviously your car's doing the rest of the work, whereas I've got the 8 mile back to the actual car park before the gate. So yeah, it's an area that you can, like I said, make it as easy or as hard as you want. You could easily actually just walk in without a bike as well. It'd probably take you maybe 3 hours, 4 hours to do that with camping gear. So yeah, so far it's actually been quite nice. I'm kind of kicking myself about camping in that first spot yesterday. It kind of ruined the experience a wee bit. I've had to take a couple of ticks off me. The second spot, pretty much nothing there actually. As I said, it was not as long, the grass, and I think that definitely helped, just camping on shorter grass. I'm quite glad I found that spot. What else can I say? I'm kind of already reviewing the route without even finishing it, but yeah, there's at the camp spot there's obviously rivers, so you can, you know, collect water and filter it if you want to do that, save a bit of weight. So yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're definitely wanting to make this route more exciting, or you like starting early in the morning like I do, like starting at 9 o'clock's no good to me. It's 8:45 right now. At the moment, people are probably still waiting to get in past that gate, whereas I'm already hitting the third Munro by the time they're even starting their walk. Because by the time you get let in, you get your car parked at the area where I started this morning. Get all your gear out your car and start. You're not starting until about 9:30, 20 to 10, especially if you're like me and you mess about when you arrive. I mean, it took me 40 minutes to get everything out of the car yesterday and on my shoulders. Just the way I am, you know. So it's a route that definitely you could end up getting rushed around, you know, because I think they definitely lock the gate at 7. I might be wrong. But yeah, just if you are going to be going down the option of driving in here, just make sure you do know the times. I mean, I didn't really check, but I think I've heard it's 9 until 7, so that's 10 hours. And this is a 25km route over 4 Munro summits, which can take up to 9 hours to do according to Walk Highlands. So there you go. It could be a bit of a rush if we're not careful, trying to get back before that gate closes at night time. So yeah, that's why I cycled in, even though I'm usually quite quick at walking, especially with a day pack on. Nearly slept there. So yeah, I thought I would say all this. It's kind of passing the time for me while I descend down and start going up this next Munro. I'm actually nearly at the low point, just down there. It's hard to tell where I'm pointing with the small screen, but I'm nearly at the low point, maybe another 50 metres and I'll be down there. And then I've got about a 200 metre climb back up. I think I'm only dropping down to about 850, but I'll double check when I get down there what height I'm at, and then I'll just take it from there. But I'll see you when I'm on the next Munro. That's enough talking for now. I've been filming for 4 minutes, but I thought I would just say all that. Damn it, I found a snow patch 10 metres from the summit. Quite steep actually, so I need to be careful going up this. I have got the spikes, so I'm going to go around the side here and just see if I can get around it, or if it's maybe just a wee bit less steep. Damn it man, only 10 metres from the summit. I'll catch you up there. Well, this is Munro 158 I think, in the bag. This is the one with the trig point and the other cairn which you can't see. And this is one of these Munros where you've got to climb the damn cairn to get to the top of it. Take the glove off again, take the glove off again guys. Oh, kicking my tripod. There we go. Now we'll go and touch the other two over there. Oh, don't slip. Right. I'll go and touch the other two over there, but I'm not going to film that. There's the snow patch. I just walked round the side of it. All that fuss for nothing, Alright, so obviously they must have changed the forecast. I've refused to check. Didn't want to put myself off doing a cycle on the first Munro. It was tempting when I got a signal, but yeah, this visibility is actually getting worse. It's certainly getting darker and just more moody as the day goes on. So obviously they've changed the forecast overnight when I've had no signal. But there's the previous Munro I've done, the third Munro. And I'm heading in this direction to hopefully get the final Munro done. Got a nice wee view down here. It's hard to really see, but there's a wee lock-in down there. The clouds are starting to come in. And in this direction, obviously the views are slightly better. So yeah, not bad at all when you get out the cloud. So I think what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to just get to this final Munro, get the summit bagged. I'll check in up there obviously. And then I think the descent route looks quite nice. I think there's a wee loch that you go by. It looked quite nice from videos and photos that I've seen. I think that might be the highlight of the day. Fortunately the highlight will not be up here anyway, and there'll not be any summit views probably up here. But we're out, we're doing the walk anyway, so I'll catch you at the summit. Let me just get on with it and I'll see you up there. Well, that's me folks. I've reached the summit of the final Munro. 1,048 metres this Munro is. This cairn just sits off the path, so you don't have to walk anywhere to get to it. You just kind of walk by it and touch it if you want. I'm going to I should say. I'm going to have maybe 5 minutes up here, get a drink, get something to eat. The descent route's not far from here. I think you drop down about 100 metres and then it's a sharp left by this cairn, small cairn. I think there's a small loch or lock-in that I want to show you, so I will do that, and then I will probably just get you back at the tent and then pack away and get out of here. Will I ever do this route again? No, probably not. I think maybe if I ever do complete the Munros, or if I ever get to the point where I'm quite happy with what I've done, then maybe I might come back. But this isn't for a long time. Right, I'll see you once I've had something to eat and I'm on the descent route. Hopefully you can see me okay. I think I'm a wee bit far from the camera. Anyway, who cares? Alright, so it's still a wee bit cloudy, but I think this is the best view of the day. There's the wee loch that I was talking about. There's like a smaller peak above it. And yeah, we're heading over here to the descent route. I think I can see a path kind of going down the side of the hill. I think you'll struggle to figure it out in the camera. But it does look like this wind's picked up a little bit and it's kind of blowing the clouds off the summits a little bit. So yeah, like over here you can see some of the Munro's Corbets are starting to clear, especially some of the Corbets, because they're lower down obviously, they're starting to clear. I wonder if that's Munro's over there in the cloud. Not sure. Anyway, I'm going to head over there and then, yeah, like I said, I'm descending by this loch and then back down to the road and then back to the tent and then back to the car, then home. Still a long way to go. Well, that's me finally starting to get down now. You'll see the little loch in just over there. And this is probably the last clip I'm going to film on these Munros. The next time you see me, I will be heading back down to the tent. Or I'll be back at the tent, it just depends. I've got probably about maybe 2.5 hours. I reckon maybe an hour to get back to the road from here. And then I've probably got about an hour and a half along the road back to the tent. So a fair bit of walking still to do. Then I've got the cycle back to the car. So if you're ever planning these Munros, give yourself plenty of time to do them. Well, that is the hike done and dusted now. So happy about that. Just a good feeling getting that group of Munros done. I'm going to take a wee seat, get a quick drink of water, and I'll review the route for you guys. Let me just have 5 minutes, and yeah, I'll quickly talk about the Munros. Then we'll get this tent down, then we'll get back down to the car. What a trip this has been. Alright folks, so that's me finally ready to talk about the route before taking all my camping gear down. And yeah, I mean, obviously I've just got to cycle back to the car now, which is 8 miles away still, so we're nowhere near finished this yet. That's going to be a good hour. But yeah, 9 hours it took me to do that route. That included all the filming that I did. Did stop for a wee while at times, especially coming down on the descent. Finally started getting some nice views and stuff, so I made the most of that. But 9 hours that took me. And it goes back to that gate, you know, the time pressure. If it is 9 o'clock to 7, it seems like a long time, but it's only 10 hours, you know, so just be aware of that. It is quite a big hike and it will take a bit of time. So yeah, I thought I'd mention the time. I've not even stopped All Trails yet. All Trails has done my head in this whole trip, by the way. It's been testing my patience. Oh, finish. But yeah, I mean, just going to quickly deal with this, then I'll talk about the Munros. So the actual Munros were fairly good. I mean, I did mention yesterday that there's not much distance between the summits, and that is definitely the case. It took me, when did I get the first Munro done? I think it was 7:30 I got that bagged. I think the final Munro was just after 11. So it was about between 3.5 and 4 hours, I'll say, just to get around the 4 summits, you know. So it didn't take me long at all to get around the actual summits. It was actually the walk in wasn't too bad either. It was certainly coming down. It definitely took my time coming down. It took a bit of time getting from the final Munro back down to the private road. The private road was an hour and a half just to do those 6 kilometres. Another thing to be aware of is that you're not just done when you get back to the road, you've still got that 6 kilometre walk back to the tent. So it's definitely a tough route. It's remote, it's far from help. This is the first ever hike I have done I can't remember if I mentioned in the previous clip, but it's the first ever hike I have done, and I've done 159 Munros now. It's the first time I've never seen a single person on the Munros. I've seen people driving by on the road, they don't count. Didn't see another hiker at all. So you're very far from help, that's for sure. If you're probably not confident about being quite remote and far away, then definitely maybe go with someone else, or go to, you know, on a weekend day when the weather's pretty good. You'll probably see the other folk then, but this is a weekday. Today's Tuesday. We've had a bank holiday, but everyone's back at work now. I'm off work this week, so it's a remote area, far from help, and yeah, you've just got to be careful. Just take your time. There's a few boulder fields up there. You could easily, you know, I'd even go as far as saying breaking an ankle, because some of the boulders are quite big, and generally bigger boulders are generally more stable. Some of them are quite loose up there. Caught me out a couple of times. So yeah, there's two Munro summits. It's the second and the third Munros that have got the boulders, so just be careful when you're up there. But apart from that, it's fairly straightforward walking on a good path. So yeah, I thought I'd say that. Final thing I'll say, you've noticed there's rivers everywhere. Definitely worth taking a water filter and collecting water. You're pretty much going to struggle to take all the water you need, unless you want to pack really heavy. It's a 50 kilometre route, I think, if I add it all up. I'll do it when I get home anyway. But the actual walking is 26 kilometres around the Munros. So it's a very long day. So definitely worth considering taking a water filter. I think that's all I really need to say, or want to say. So I'm going to start packing my gear away now and getting out of here. I have absolutely no more plans. It is currently coming up 3 o'clock now. So it actually took me well over 9 hours to do that. I think I said 9, probably more 9.5 to get around that route. Quarter to 4 now, folks, and I've finally got everything packed away. Now, as always, leave no trace, especially when you're in a nice area like this. I'll give this a 7 out of 10 for camping, for my location rating. And yeah, I think that's really all I want to say. So as always, I really hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, you know what to do. Click the like button to support the video, click the subscribe button to support the channel and future videos, and get involved in the comment section down below. A wee comment would be much appreciated for my efforts for this video. I don't think it's been my best video, a wee bit disappointed about the views, but a wee comment would be nice, Thanks for watching, folks, and until our next trip, take care. I've still got the cycle to do now. Oh. Right, bike, let's go. Well, I need to get back on the road first. Oh, I forgot to take my camera.